Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Life Solutions with Uncle T, Durham, North Carolina. There's always something going on. But before I get into this story, I want to thank my subscribers. I want to thank all my subscribers because my subscribership has grown. And I like to thank all my U.S. subscribers. I like to thank all my United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, South Africa, Germany, the Netherlands, Trinidad and Tobago, New Zealand, and Sweden. Thank you for your support. I thank you for helping me grow my channel. And if you would, share my content so that we can get this content all around the world. Durham, North Carolina. You have 3 correctional staff in the jail caught up with inmates who claim he is, this one inmate who claimed he is the head gang member for the Bloods of North Carolina. 2 officers pregnant. He got 2 officers pregnant. Another officer was allegedly bringing in phones and weed, or drugs rather. I'll just say that. And now all these 3 individuals now suspended on charges in Durham County Jail. You ask yourself, here it is, this guy is supposed to be the #1 blood member in North Carolina, which I've never heard of him. But how is it that these 3 women got caught up with this guy, got themselves, what did he actually would say to them that would make them pull their clothes off or pull their clothes down inside the jail and have sex, and got these women pregnant, 2 of the 3 pregnant. 2 of the 3 pregnant. Allegedly, the news report said they were pregnant. And these 2 had been on the force for a while. Sergeants. The nurse come out of Florida, who had a bad record. I think she had all kind of charges that she had a bad report from the nursing board where she came from, and North Carolina still gave her a job. And then all this stuff happens. I want you guys to check this out and tell me what you think.
A Durham man is the #1 blood gang member in North Carolina, prosecutors said today. WREL was the only media in court today for Darius Tyson's bond hearing.
He is accused of getting several jail workers pregnant and coordinating drug deals with an illegal cell phone right from his jail cell. WREL Investigates Sarah Kruger spoke exclusively with his mother and explains why she and his attorney claim Tyson is actually the victim in this case.
Darius Tyson had been in the Durham jail. Now he's in Central Prison after the allegations of having sex with workers here. Today in court, he was trying to get his $1.25 million bond reduced. The judge said no. 3 women face charges related to actions that investigators say involve inmate Darius Tyson. A detention officer and a nurse working at the jail are charged with having sexual relations with him. Another detention officer is charged with bringing him a phone. In court, Tyson's attorney, Daniel Meyer, tried to argue for a bond reduction, claiming his client is a victim.
He was sexually assaulted. A detainee by law cannot consent. He is a victim in those cases.
Prosecutor Mary Jude Darrow claims Tyson admitted to being the highest-ranking blood gang member in the state. She says he used his influence, even from jail, to coordinate drug deals from the phone that was illegally brought to him.
My understanding in speaking with one of the rank over at the jail, that there were on the phone, they were able to verify him setting up drug transactions and money drops.
She even says the 2 women he's alleged to have had sex with in jail got pregnant. WREL Investigates found the nurse, Laren Burnett, had been reprimanded by the nursing board in Georgia. Records show she falsified the number of hours she worked and seemingly showed no remorse, telling the board she would do it again. Still, the North Carolina Board of Nursing issued her a probationary license earlier this year.
What is the Darius Tyson that you know as his mom?
Only on WRAL, Tyson's mom, Mariette Tyson, wanted to share her family's perspective. She asked us not to show her face for safety reasons.
He's an artist, meaning he's a rapper. He's a nice guy, nice looking, very charming. That's it.
Darius Tyson was previously convicted in a 2010 murder. The court overturned that, though, in 2020, ordering a new trial that still hasn't happened. Now he's in custody for a different murder, accused of killing Sean Burton in 2022.
Durham County, they have it out for him. And I can say that with a all my heart.
She did not want to speak about the accusations against her son.
What do you think he wants to tell everyone?
He's innocent. He's innocent.
Of all the charges?
Of all the charges.
She also says her son was assaulted by jail staff here, leaving him with some pretty significant injuries to his jaw. A spokesperson for the sheriff's office says they have no record of that happening. Sarah Kruger, WRL News, Durham.
Breaking news off the top out of downtown Raleigh.
Two gang leaders guilty of murder and conspiracy charges. Let's get straight to Holden Kowicki live at the federal courthouse. Holden.
Well, Marius and Joel, federal prosecutors tell me they believe the streets of Raleigh are safer tonight after they got convictions of two gang leaders who they say terrorized downtown Raleigh for parts of 2 decades. Prosecutors identified 37-year-old Demetrius Respect Divine, pictured on the right side of your screen, as the godfather of the black mob gangsters, and believe that 31-year-old Brandon B. Easy Mangum was one of the top generals in the blood set that they called well organized and focused on selling drugs, running guns, and prostitution, and that they wouldn't hesitate to kill rival gang members in their territory. Even with this conviction, they believe the gang still poses a risk to society.
I think you saw that they are. They came into the courtroom. They tried to intimidate witnesses. They tried to intimidate the court. So I think they're very much still a threat to Raleigh. We're going to keep working at it.
Divine and Mangum now face 20 years to life, and U.S. Attorney Robert J. Higdon told me he plans to pursue the maximum sentence in each case. Live in Raleigh, Holden Kowicki, CBS 17 News.
Okay, so what you think? Now, this guy says that he was the top blood in North Carolina. But after you see the report, I see that, Divine, who was the godfather of the black gang mobsters, blood set. So who was the number one gang member in the Bloods in North Carolina? It's kind of confusing to me. But apparently, I'm not sure if there was a connection between the guy who had sex with the officers and she was bringing in a cell phone and drugs. Was he contacting these guys? Were they giving orders? We don't know what was going on in that total thing. But as you see that when they were asked, asking his mama, what did she think about all this? And she said that, he was innocent of all charges. He's a rapper. He's a good guy. He's an artist. He's charming. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious right now? Really? That he's a rapper and an artist and a nice guy. No nice guy is the number one blood gang member in the state of North Carolina if he's a nice guy. He got 2010 conviction of a murder charge. Now he's already got another murder charge, and now they're gonna get ready to set him up with another murder. He's going down. Trust me, them prosecutors, they gonna get some make sure he do some time. He gonna do a whole lot of time. Even the nurse, I retract what she was saying. I said Florida, but it was Georgia. That the Georgia nursing board had reprimanded her because she was falsifying documents, putting down more hours that she worked more than what she actually earned. And I'm so surprised that the state of North Carolina is so hard up for nurses that you actually gave her a job. And she said, I guess somebody asked her, will you do this again? Or, this behavior is unacceptable. And she said, I do it again. And they still gave her a probationary license. So, that's bad. That is just real bad that a person can falsify documents. And she said, hey, I do it again. Now they saying that these other two have been terrorizing Raleigh for almost 2 decades. So that means two officers, the nurse. Where would they find in time to get this guy out of his cell, handcuff him, take him to a secluded area, and he was over there busting the cheeks? Where did all this take place? And I know the sergeants had to have keys. So I know they had keys to special areas, or they had blind spots that nobody saw on the camera, or maybe they were in the nursing station. I don't know. With the nurse, they were all in on everything together. What would make a woman seem like real nice women, very attractive women? And from what we know, there was no threats, that he was just charismatic. He was just a cool guy to them. And I don't know what he promised. I don't know if he promised them money. Do this for me and a package will be in your mailbox, taking care of me. I don't know. Or maybe he knew their family. Or maybe he may have made threats. I have no idea. But I'm still trying to figure out, what was those conversations about to get these women to indulge in his conversation. I mean, most guys that are in jail, I know guys are real slick. I mean, guys are real slick. That's why I truly believe that males should work in male facilities, women should work in women's facilities, because things like this happen, and it happens all over the country, that women say that a lot of male officers get them pregnant, take advantage of them, and the women do the same thing in the male facilities. My thing is, you were bringing in contraband. Not only did you put the lives of the officers in danger, all the other inmates as well. If this guy was the #1 blood member in North Carolina, think of the other gang members that may have been in there. May have been some Crips in there, gang disciples. It may have been 5%ers. It may have been anybody in there that this guy could have got a handcuff key. He could have got, maybe somebody's on protective custody that nobody knew that they were locked up. Now he's got a phone. He's making outside calls. You bringing in contraband to these guys, bringing in drugs, possibly could have been bringing in something that was laced with fentanyl. Never know. If somebody had died or overdosed with fentanyl, guess what? These officers would have had more charges. It's just beyond me that, with these jobs, you can go to an interview, say all the right things, do all the right things, but you can't screen for integrity. You can't screen for integrity and character. Because people could come in, graduated from the academy or whatever, come in, say the right things in the interviews. So-and-so may like them, think they may be a good officer, blah, blah, blah. And you just never know how things turn out. Apparently, these young ladies was there 2 or 3 years. So they knew better. They knew better than to do anything like this. And I'm just thinking of the officers whose lives, because every day when you go into a jail or a penitentiary or a prison, you pray that before you go in, you praying that you come out, that you make it back home to your family, that something don't pop off, and that you're safe. And these women were just bringing in stuff, bringing in contraband, getting loose. He clapping them cheeks. Not only did he clap one, he clapped two. He was hitting both of them. I'm not sure if he was hitting the nurse. I don't know. Maybe she just didn't get pregnant. I don't know. But this is embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. And then you talking about you got other blood members who were terrorizing Raleigh for 2 decades. But, I like to hear your thoughts on it. I mean, stuff like this happens all the time in the state. And I know some people say, wow, I didn't know that North Carolina had Bloods and Crips and Durham and Raleigh and all. And man, we got Crips and Bloods in Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, Greensboro, all over the state of North Carolina. There are Crips and Bloods. So for all those who didn't think that North Carolina had gang problems, yes, North Carolina has a gang problem. You see it all the time. So like, subscribe, share. Give me your thoughts as to what you think should be the punishment, or what you think that should happen to these young ladies, because there's always a flip of the coin. Now, this was a man. If these were males in a female facility and got females pregnant, would the outcome be different? Now, these women were in a male facility and they volunteered to have sex and got pregnant and was bringing in contraband. So it wasn't like they were coerced, that they volunteered. At any time, they could have went to their superiors. He made threats to me. He said if I don't do this, he was going to have gang members to come to my house. She could have gotten help, or they all could have gotten help, or someone could have intervened. The SBI, FBI, or anybody. Because these guys were high profile. They could have done something, but they went along with the program. So if this were men, would the punishment be more severe? Since it's women, do you think the punishment is going to be less? They're going to get a smack on the hand, maybe get 6 months to a year in the county jail, and that'll be the end of it. But if it was a male got a woman pregnant in jail, would he have got years? I want you to tell me what you think. Until the next segment, Uncle T is out. You guys have a great night.